Good morning. Of course, I can say Happy New Year. It's good to have you join us on the first edition of Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, 2S Television, coming to you from Nigeria's federal capital city, Abuja. Of course, I can say good morning and Happy New Year 2022. Good morning, Mr. Adebayo.
Good morning.
It's good to have you join us. How are you doing?
I'm very fine.
How was your celebration like?
Oh, it was awesome.
Okay. Okay, good. We have a couple of newspapers this morning. Let's begin from the Daily Sun newspaper. The banner headline there is Lekan Balogun tipped as successor as Olubadan dies. We have a couple of riders. The first, how Ibadan monarch died 2 months to 6th coronation anniversary. Governors, Kalu, Tinubu, others pour tribute and encomiums. Market in Ibadan to close in honor of late monarch today. Of course, you can get it on page 7. This news has been over Nigeria since yesterday. And what's your take on the news?
Well, it is pathetic that Yoruba people lost a very high-ranking monarch, even though he died at a very ripe age, if you look at the antecedents and what the monarch represents, it is no doubt that you can't be surprised really at the condolence messages that has been coming from different quarters since yesterday. So I think it is a well-deserved, or let me say a glorious exit for the monarch. And as many people keeps condoling with the people of Ibadan. So of course if you look at the hierarchy, the civilian setup and the military setup of the ruling council in Ibadan. So really there is no really argument, and they don't used to have problem in terms of who becomes the successor of whoever exits
because it's somewhat obvious.
Yes, it is obvious. So automatically, so if a king exits or dies, already who is next to become or to succeed whoever dies on the throne. So I think there is no problem about that. So Lekan Balogun, a former senator and a very respected politician, a businessman in Nigeria, is said that is said to be the one that will succeed the monarch, and I think that is a very good one.
Okay, let's see how that one comes up. Still on the Daily Sun, we see on page 27 there, Edo government Okpela community on warpath over airport project. We can get that details. Of course, there's a rider there. Benue government group clash over new Ochidoma. We see PDP in best position to rescue Nigeria. That's Wike saying that can be found on page 26. Uzodinma named sponsor of Imo's insecurity tomorrow. That can be found on page 26. We see host stakeholders, Pali. What can you say of this news that we're expecting tomorrow from Hope Uzodinma, because he's said to name sponsors of Imo State insecurity? What do you think? How do you think we'll react to the news tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be a good one. The only issue is how sure are we that whatever information the government is fact or is going to be credible. In fact, it is something they also have done before now. But it's just quite unfortunate that we have a set of leaders who play with their lives and the well-being of their citizens, of their subjects, which is not supposed to be. So let's look forward to seeing the information is going to release tomorrow, and how credible it's going to be. So even for him saying he's going to release so information tomorrow is good enough, but let's wait till then and see how credible it's going to be. But I think it's something that he ought to have done before now. So I think it's a good one, but let's wait till then and see what he's going to come up with.
Okay, still on that paper, we see Afenifere, MBF, Arewa, Igbo monarchs set agenda for Buhari. Emphasize importance of peace ahead of elections. Keep hope alive. Adeboye tells Nigerians as Lagos host Thanksgiving. We can get all of that in the Daily Sun. We'll move over to this day. The banner headline there is 2019 audit report. 178,459 firearms, ammunition missing from police armory. The rider there says blames anomaly on weak internal control system at force headquarters. What do you make of this report? This is a large number we are seeing here, 178,459 firearms missing. What's your take?
It is not new. So we have this has been happening in Nigeria, for some time. And so coming up now is it's not. So our internal control system is faulty. So it is not a new thing, in our
That's
system.
been happening.
So but for us to really ensure that this comes to an end. So those people who are saddled with the responsibility in that sector needs to be decisive and do what they need to do to ensure that Nigeria is safe, because most of these people carrying firearms all around you see thugs and all manner of people just carrying firearms anyhow. People who are not supposed to be carrying firearms are carrying it. You see, during electionary period, you see what you used to see what used to happen. So I think this will stop, and the Nigerian government needs to be decisive and ensure that if you are not liable to carry firearms, then you are prosecuted and face the wrath of the law.
Yes, that is it. On the Guardian, the banner headline there is 1 year after AFCFTA still in limbo. We can get that on page 2. The two writers there says many countries yet to develop implementation strategy. Sensitive products may come under liberalized list as timeline passes. Then we see Naira drops to record low amid New Year uncertainties. We can get out on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. On the Punch, the banner headline there is budget. National Assembly faults Buhari, insist on 6,576 extra project. We can get all of that on page 2 of the Punch. On Nigerian Tribune, the banner headline there is talking about presidency. Why Buhari signed 2022 budget despite insertion of 6,576 new schemes, that can be found on page 30. And then still on that paper, we say bandits kill 7, kidnap 18 in Kaduna, that can be found on page 26. On still page 26, we see why Dowen College House Master, others were released. That's coming from the CP of Lagos State, await result of toxicology test. Then we see fuel price, new taxes among economic issues to shape 2022. That can be found on page 6. On COVID-19, governors, ministers get mandatory rapid test before meeting Buhari. That can be found on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nation newspaper, the banner headline there is Ibadan mourns. Olubadan dies, buried. Buhari, governors, Tinubu, others pay tribute. Balogun to ascend throne. Of course, we've spoken about that. And then on New Moon, Sultan directs Muslims to look out for Jumada Al-Thani 1443 AH. That can be found on page 30 of the Nation. On the very top there, we see 2023 poll. Jonathan meets coordinators, APC governors back single term. We can get that on page 3. And then on page 3, still talking about COVID-19. Test for State House visitors, new rules at presidency. Of course, that is curbing the COVID-19 and, of course, the variant. Then we see still on page 30 right there, bandits kill 7 in Kaduna communities. Senate probes PPPRA's 200 million naira to foreign firms. That can be found on page 30 and page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Don't forget our website is right there for you to stay updated on happenings in Nigeria and across Africa. That is www.tostvnetwork.com. Our social media platforms are right there on the screen for you to like and follow to stay updated. That is at TOSTV Network on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course our YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss out on our amazing content. Thank you for joining us on Nigeria Now again. See you tomorrow and stay safe.